Hey guys, I said I was going to start making some videos to help some of you that have asked, just for some training purposes. Today I want to talk about Facebook, social media, and ways that you can maximize your time on social media, because it's kind of a black hole, especially depending on how many friends you have or followers or whatever. It's easy to get distracted for what you're there to do at certain times. So what I'm going to do right now is going to share my screen, and we're going to talk about lists, okay? And this is something that I find really helps me, because it basically allows you to compartmentalize your time spent on Facebook. And so, for instance, I'm going to show you. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen right now. So right now I'm on Facebook, okay? So over here on the left-hand side, if you go down to Friends and you click More, you have this thing right here. It says Create List, okay? So what I've done is I've created a few different lists. I should probably create a few others, but for instance, I have my Flourish Empire coaches. So that is anyone in my downline or my coaches, so basically my full downline. So what I do is I created the list. So for instance, let's pretend like I needed to make it, I would click on Create List, and then I would name it, and then here you add whatever names you want to go to that list, okay? So again, you name the list, you add who you'd want to be in that list, and then you click Create. So looking at this, for instance, if you look at my Flourish Empire coaches list, it'll show a news feed of no one but my personally sponsored or downline coaches, okay? And why is this really helpful? Well, I'll tell you, if you're looking at this from a business perspective for Beachbody, okay, for your specific business, it's really easy to get distracted by all of the stuff that's happening in Facebook, okay? So there's that. So this helps you narrow down your focus for whatever group it is you want to look at. So here I have my Flourish Empire coaches, okay? So I'm able to click on this list, and I'm able to look at your guys' posts and see what you're doing, okay? So it cuts out a lot of stuff that I may not even be interested in on Facebook. But also, this is what helps me ensure that I am viewing your posts, I'm liking them, I'm commenting on them, because, something you guys need to understand is, Facebook algorithms. So it's not like the Facebook of like 2005 when everybody saw everybody's posts. That's not what Facebook does. That's not how they work. You create a post, and within 5 to 10 minutes, Facebook is calculating how important or how desirable that post is. And they're doing that by seeing how many likes or comments you get initially as soon as it's released to a newsfeed. Okay? So you could have a really awesome post, but if you're posting it at a really weird time when no one's online or none of your target market is online, then essentially that post isn't going to get fed to anybody else, okay? So I think some of you get really frustrated that you're making these posts and, they're more authentic, they're more vulnerable, they're more real, but you're still not getting the activity that you're wanting. And I don't think it's necessarily because your post isn't good. I think it has to do with the fact that you're not presenting it at a really key time of your target audience, okay? So personally, I find that I get more engagement on my posts if I'm posting somewhere between like 7:30 and 9:30 in the morning, somewhere around 11:30 to 12:30 in the afternoon, and then again from around, usually there's like a window of like 6 to 7 and then like 8 to 10, okay? So that's where you kind of have to learn, this depends on who your target is. If you're a mom, you have to consider, well, when are the people that I want to reach going to be paying attention to this, okay? If you have several kids, or you're responsible for making dinner, you have to put them down, you know the times in which someone probably isn't scrolling Facebook, Okay. So when you're making your post, you have to really pay attention to that because it can be a make or break scenario for you. Okay. So the reason why, go back to the list, the reason why I have this list is so that I can make sure that I'm liking and commenting on your things, because that helps boost your presence in the algorithm. Okay. So one thing that I think everyone on the team should be doing is creating a list of all the coaches on the team. Okay. Because it helps everyone help each other. Okay. It helps everyone get more visibility because, like I said, you're not going to get a whole lot of visibility unless a lot of people are engaging on what you're doing. And engagement means liking or commenting right now. They're having talks that Facebook is going to transition and change their algorithm. They change it every few months, but they're trying to figure out a way to track engagement in a way other than likes and comments, because I guess they're trying to figure out to see and target how long a person stays on a post and is actually looking at it. And I know that seems really creepy, but they're finding that just because someone isn't liking or commenting doesn't mean they're not engaged, and doesn't mean they're not interested in it. So, you have to look at this from a Facebook perspective. Facebook is not interested in sales of people selling things. They're not interested in being spammy, being annoying. They want to reward people who are genuinely providing interesting and valuable and engaging content. Okay? So the only way that they know how to do that right now is by giving your posts that are engaging to your friends to more friends. Okay? So, with the list, I think everyone should create a list, okay? And you should have a few lists. So, I think it's advantageous for everyone to have a coach list, okay? So all of your friends on your team, all of your coaches on your own team, that kind of thing, so that you can help each other, okay? Because it's not always that I don't like or comment on your things because I don't like them. It's sometimes I don't see them. So creating this list helps me ensure that I am seeing your stuff, okay? So, and then let's look at another list. So again, you go to lists, you create a list by going to friends and then more. And so then you can create other lists. So for instance, I have a dream team list, okay? So if I were to click on that dream team list, you would see a list of the people in my friends list that are not coaches, that aren't even associated with Beachbody or my team at all, okay? And these are people that I think have a lot of similarities to me. They share what we call my avatar. So they're the kind of people that I want to be on my team because they share my values, they share my experiences, and I think they'd make amazing coaches, okay? So creating a list of these people, when I click on this list, it ensures that I'm actually seeing their stuff and that I'm engaging and I'm creating a relationship and I'm having genuine conversation with them, okay? So when we talk about planting seeds, that's what this has to do with. When you have these lists, it helps you stay focused with the amount of time you're on social media. Because honestly, we all say we don't have enough time. We run out of time. We don't have time to do this, do that. But really, it's that we're not using our time the way we should. So by creating lists, you are laser focusing your time on social media. Okay? Let's see if there's anything else. And then also make sure that you're putting the groups that you're interacting with a lot into your favorites. And then I've also recently discovered the Groups app, okay? And that has been amazing because essentially that means I can pretty much ignore most of my notifications on my Facebook app and I just look at the notifications on my Groups app. And that helps me stay focused on the groups I'm participating in, the groups that I'm hosting. And again, it makes me less distractible, okay? Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to show you on this. So recapping, um, recapping that, create lists, okay? Again, this helps you stay focused on who you want to engage into, okay? Who are you interested in developing a relationship with? Who do you want to get to know more? Who do you want to help out by liking and commenting on their things to help with their algorithm, and vice versa, okay? It becomes super helpful, especially as you're starting out. Because guys, when I was starting out, I did not get a ton of engagement on my stuff too, but you have to understand that there's a bit of a curve with that, okay? Because you're changing your outlook, you're changing your relationship and the persona that people see you as, okay? So in the beginning, it is a little harder, but it really doesn't matter where you're starting out from. Everyone's social media kind of starts out the same way, okay? If you look at top coaches that, I mean top coaches that have been number 1, number 2 in the company for several years, they started out with like 40 Facebook friends. So if you think that you're limited by the amount of friends you have in Facebook now, and you think that means you can't go anywhere, that's a lie. It's not true, because it's been done. You just have to be consistent, and you have to be focused on what you're doing when you are on Facebook, because it's a black hole. I understand it's a black hole. So creating lists help you stay focused. And then also remember timing of posts. It makes, you're going to see a big difference in engagement in your posts, posting at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m. Those are times when people are busy, okay? They're doing stuff. They're working. They're making dinner. They're just not good times to post. And you have to understand that when you initially insert that post into the newsfeed, that determines its success. Because, again, if your market isn't online when you're posting, then Facebook says, oh, well, no one cares about this. We'll bump it out. Okay? So remember that. That's one thing to remember. But number 2, by creating that list of everyone, making all the coaches or all of your friends or whatever, that ensures that you're actually looking at content you want to see eventually. And so, for instance, if someone makes a post at like 10 a.m. and it didn't get any interaction at all, okay? If by 5 p.m. you're on someone's list and they are, oh, I like that, and they click on it, then at 5 p.m. Facebook is going to see, oh, well, there are a few people now engaged in their post. So that we'll give her a little bit more visibility in the newsfeed, okay? So just remember that those lists can really help you create visibility amongst the rest of your friends list just by getting more attention at a later part in the day, okay? But again, I think timing is everything with Facebook. So that's just something to understand. I think everyone's authenticity and actually quality of material has gotten a lot better. I'm really pleased with that. I think you guys just get frustrated by your lack of engagement or lack of consistent engagement with your posts. But I think, again, a lot of that has to do with timing and just lack of engagement overall, okay? Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. No, I think that's it. So again, let me know if you have any questions about that. But doing the lists, the Facebook group app, and timing, huge game changers with Facebook, okay? And you know how proficient you are in Facebook. If you feel like you need to know more about it, then Google it. Google more about what it is that Facebook can do for you. Or if you prefer a different social media outlet, then do that. If you've always been better at Instagram or you're better at Twitter or whatever, capitalize on your strengths. Like, I feel more proficient in Facebook, so that's why I use it so much. But there are other coaches that use other outlets, and that's fine. You need to stick to 1 to 3 outlets at the most, know them, and then use them. Okay. I think that's all I have for you guys right now. Again, let me know if you have any questions about what I talked about. I'll put this recording up soon, and you guys can go from there. But like I said, I think everyone should create a list. And you should, go onto our Flourish Empire page and look at all the names that are in that page and add all of those people to your list. Okay? Because 2, increasing visibility amongst all the coaches on our list increases, it's a reciprocal thing, because once you start liking and commenting on a lot of their stuff, then their stuff pops up into your feed. And then you get this cross linkage of mutual friends or friends that don't know each other. And so it becomes really complicated. But I think doing the list will benefit you guys a lot, and it will help you keep you focused on what it is you're there to do. So let me know if you have any questions, and have a good night.